Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Eden and welcome to this YouTube video. Okay, so I'm very excited about this one. So this is issue 183. I have read it 3 times, which I usually do, to get as much information in as I can. And I've also got the screen recording on so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So I'm going to jump into my review, give you my thoughts, and maybe give it a score. So this is the cover. I've already talked about this in my Season 9 predictions and what it meant. And the cover kind of represents what goes on in the issue. Not really 100% accurately, but it does show kind of what's going on. So let's move on to the first page. As we can see here, Michonne and Elodie, along with a guard by the name of Jerome, are on their way to Greenville, which is another part of the Commonwealth. And they get into a bit of a kerfuffle. Jerome goes ahead and starts killing these walkers. Jerome gets in a bit of trouble because there's a small horde of them that attacks him. Michonne comes in, saves the day, kicks their asses, and basically shows Jerome and Elodie that she ain't messing around. Because you can see by the bottom of there, Elodie is very shocked. Jerome thanks her, and they move on. Jerome explains that they'll be cleaned up. Now, that's something that a lot of people have breezed over, the fact that Jerome says that the walkers will be cleaned up by the time that they head back. And if we go ahead, I'll show you at the end, that does end up happening. And that kind of shows a lot about what happens in the Commonwealth and how the Commonwealth works, because they don't just care about trying to restore safety and civilization and society. They also care about keeping the innocence of people. So a lot of people don't want to see that, and the Commonwealth don't want people to see that. So they get rid of it as fast as possible so that the people inside the walls can live a normal life. And that just shows a lot about the Commonwealth, but it could also be bad. So this next one here is them arriving at Greenville. The first thing I thought about here was the Oceanside, because we've never actually seen Oceanside in the comic books. We've only ever seen like 2 people that are actually from Oceanside. And that was the first thing that I thought about, because you can see the boats, we can see all the people. I thought Oceanside, but actually it's called Greenville, and it's another part of the Commonwealth, walls system. And they get greeted by a character named Chloris, and she's basically like the leader of the Greenville area, or charter. Jerome leaves and goes back to the main Commonwealth area, and Michonne and Elodie stay here to enjoy it and get to see it. As you can see here, this kind of explains what they do. They went fishing, they sat at some sort of restaurant, they got given a cabin to chill in. Michonne's looking off into the distance, probably thinking about Alexandria and how she doesn't really think she deserves all this and what's happening, and it's just a lot for her, She's found her daughter that's, been missing or presumed dead by Michonne now for almost 3 years. We get another introduction of a character called Rufus, who is another Commonwealth guard, and he is going to be the guard that takes them back to the Commonwealth. We see here that Chloris gives Michonne a bag of goodies. It has wines, breads, cheeses, and basically gives them some food to hit the road on. Then there's a family that look like they need food. Michonne sees this and gives them the food, of course. As you can see here, Chloris doesn't look that impressed with the fact that she's just give all that food away, which kind of says a lot about Chloris as a character. Instead of looking after her people and giving them the best that she can, she only gives the best to certain people, which means that it's a very 1% type community. So there's the 1%, and then there's the rest. And as you can see, she's not impressed the fact that Michonne just give all that expensive stuff away. And at the bottom here is the panel I was talking about. All the walkers are gone, and there is just no evidence that they were ever there. As we can see here, we are greeted back to Commonwealth to a bit of trouble. People are running off and screaming and shouting, and Michonne's like, well, what's going on? And then this guy here claims that someone has attacked an officer. Michonne runs to go and see what's going on, and we're introduced to 3 guards beating the living shit out of somebody. See 3 shocked faces, along with Michonne's shocked face. Michonne knocks the guards off, requests that they stop beating him, and then she realises that one of the guards is Jerome, the first guard in the story. As we can see, Michonne has a lot to think about here. of course, she's aware of what could happen. She knows that if all these guards are going around beating people up, people are going to start losing trust in the Commonwealth guards, and that is bad, which is exactly what this little conversation in these 2 pages is about. It's basically Lance explaining that he needs her to defend the guards, which she's not up for. But then she goes on to explain that everyone has the right to be defended. Everyone can be defended. Whether it's what the person has done is defendable is a different thing. This woman here in the center picture is very angry at Michonne, and that's just the start of it. As we go on, we see that there are actual mobs spawning outside of Michonne and Elodie's apartment, basically saying that the law can be bought, defend the innocent, not the guilty, and it's affecting Elodie and Michonne's life. And then this happens. The breakout. This is where the cover is from. So people are chucking stuff like bins and bottles through the window at Elodie and Michonne. Then people start rushing in to attack her, and then Jerome comes to fix it, basically. And then Michonne and Elodie flee with Jerome, in the middle and the center of this mob, assuming to be getting destroyed. But we don't know yet, because he is in some quite good armor, so maybe Jerome will be fine. Then the ending, was something that I was really looking forward to. I said this in my predictions. As soon as the leader gets back, or gets word that the Commonwealth is starting to fall, she won't know what to do, because I assume she's never really been in this situation before. This will be something new to her. And Rick is there as well. Rick is right there, along with Dwight, and that looks like Mercer and the leader herself. So this is good. This is interesting. Alright, so it's in total, I'd say it's a good issue. We've never seen this big of a community fold in on itself. We've seen people try and fold communities that are very small, but we've never seen a community quite this big destroy itself. This is new to the Walking Dead comic book story, so we can't really predict what's going to happen, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say that Michonne meets up with Rick, Mercer, Dwight, and the leader. I assume that Michonne's going to meet up with these guys, and Michonne's basically going to explain what happened. She's going to be very angry at Pamela as well. Rick's going to hear all this, and he's finally going to see what the Commonwealth is like. And I assume he's going to see this and want nothing to do with it. Either that, or he's going to try and change it. But there's no way we can really know now until the next preview, or the next issue itself. So, it's a good issue, okay? I said that a minute ago. It's a good issue. A lot of story development, a lot of character development, and a lot of stuff we've never seen before. It's an issue like no other, which is a good thing. It's a type of issue we've never had before. It's one of its own. Not only is it just a story builder, like a lot of the issues have been, but it's a story builder, character development, and some intensity as well. You kind of worry for the main characters' lives in this one, which is something that we've not felt in a long time, since like the Alexandria got overrun, and since Andrea got bit and got killed. We've never feared for the characters' lives in a few months now, which is, I'd say, around 10 issues. And it's good. Based on that fact alone, and based on some of the other rankings I've given some of my older videos, I'm going to give this one a 7.5. Now, the reason I'm going to give it a 7.5, which is very high for an issue like this, I'm going to explain why I give it a 7.5. There isn't many issues in the Walking Dead universe where you get these 3 factors, which is character development, story development, and action. You don't always get them 3 factors in the same issue. They're usually one of their own issue. Like the Negan story, where he's on his own. That's character development. No intensity, no story development. This issue is one of its own. It has those 3 factors, and it's interesting. So, 7.5 is what I'm going to give this issue. So before I end this video, I would like to give a thank you, because even though I've not been getting that many views, just seeing 1 view be added to the counter has been giving me motivation to carry on. I have seen some of my old views. I've got like 2,000 views on one video, 500, almost 1,000 on another, 200, 300. But now I'm barely reaching 20. But it doesn't matter. Just the fact that I'm seeing that view counter go up is blowing my mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've got a brilliant video that I think you guys are going to like coming tomorrow that I'll be posting on my Twitter before I upload it. So I'll be telling you what the video is about an hour before I upload it. So if you guys want to know what that video is, go to my Twitter at ECSCConnor. The link is always in the description. It's one of the only links in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or not. It's completely up to you. And I'll see you in the next one.